broadcast. It's hosted by Sanamelo. On the Brink is fantastic. Go over and check it out today. It is amazing. Check out onthebrinkpodcast.com. Rate them 5 stars and tell them you heard about it here. Transmedia worldwide.
At dollarseed.com.
Okay, we are going to go to our next guest. They are going to join us here on the telephone here in just a few seconds. Welcome to it. It is iHeartRadio and AMFM, 247.com. We go to our phone line. Go ahead and introduce yourself, my friend. Tell us something about yourself. Can you hear us?
Hello, I'm Barbara.
There you are.
Hello, I'm Barbara Hemphill. I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm the founder of Productive Environment Institute.
Now, tell us a little about what you do over there.
We help people create a productive environment, which we define as an intentional setting in which everyone can accomplish their work and enjoy their lives. And of course, one of the issues right now is that people are really having to restructure their lives because they're working, many of them from home when they've never done before, and now they really have to focus on two things. One, a lot of people have more time because trips have been canceled and meetings have been canceled. And one of the things that happens, if you have time, you also need to have structure and accountability. Otherwise, you'll just fritter the time away and nothing will change. So we help people accomplish their work and enjoy their lives by putting structure and accountability into place.
Fantastic. So you have got all sorts of different things going on, and one of the things also that you're doing is, as you mentioned, you're helping people organize. Organizing the office to meet demand when this crisis is over. Be ready when the pent-up activity breaks out with office transformation quick starts. Talk to us about those.
Well, the one thing we've created specifically for this time in history is a quarantine quick start, which is actually a free webinar. They can just go to quarantinequickstart.com, and that will take them to a free webinar in which we will talk about how you can organize your office, your information, most of your paper information, but also your digital information, because Gmail, particularly email, whatever platform you're using, has been one of the biggest productivity drains ever. Well, now it's going to be even worse because all the things that we used to do in person, we're now using digitally. And then there's also the issue of what platform to use. There's so many ways that you can communicate. Teach companies how to address what we call the 7 information should answer. And for that matter, every family should answer. It's like, what information do we need to keep? Research shows that 80% of what we keep, we never use. There's a lot of clutter, and now is the time to get rid of clutter. And the obstacle for that often has been time. Oh, I don't have time to do it. Well, now they have time.
Yes.
But now they have to deal with the emotion. And the reason that we have trouble getting rid of clutter is because of our emotion. Usually fear. It's the fear. I wrote a book called Less Clutter, More Life. And the premise is that physical and digital clutter is a symptom of emotional and spiritual clutter. When people hang on to things, when they have things that they're not really using, but they're just, or not wearing, like clothes you're not wearing, exercise equipment you're not using, memorabilia, all that kind of stuff. When people are not letting go of it, it's because of fear. Fear of making a mistake. Fear of offending someone. Fear of being irresponsible. For example, I have something called a Less Clutter, More Life mastermind program. And one of the women in it was kind of cleaning out a closet, and she was stuck. And I said, well, what's happening? We have a 5-step process that we use. It starts with state your vision, and then the second is identify your obstacles. I said, what's the obstacle? She said, she got kind of teary-eyed, and she stopped, and she said, well, there's a big box of videos, VHS tapes of Disney movies that my mom and dad gave me. I just don't want them to end up in a landfill. So there's all kinds of emotion at once. First of all, it was that her mom and dad gave them to her. So, like, getting rid of them, that was one issue. But then the other issue was, oh, I just don't want to put them in a landfill. And then she said, I don't even know if they work. And I said, well,
don't even know if they work, but we're holding on to them.
Right. So one of our principles is, what is the next action you need to take? Because often the reason we don't get organized is because there's so many things we don't do any. So I said, what's the next action? And said, finding out if they work, right? Because if they work, the solution is one thing. If they don't work, the solution is another. So that was what her next action was. Well, it turned out that they did work, but she still decided she was willing to let go of them. So she ended up taking the covers of them, making them of a collage, and that was how she was able to keep the memory, deal with the emotion, and then get rid of the videos. So that's what we do. We help people deal with the emotion. Our business is based on 4 words. Clutter is postponed decisions.
Wow.
And the reason we don't decide is because of emotion, usually fear.
We have got a great guest with us today. Barbara Hempel joins us, productivity consultant. And she joins us today here on the big broadcast, here on the telephone. So talk to us a little bit about what people need to be doing with their time. You know, you mentioned getting organized when this is over. What do they do now where they've got all this time?
Well, that's a great question. And here's the way you answer that question. You start by asking the question, what is the most important, well, there are two questions really, but the first one, every day, we all need to use this one every single day, which is, what is the most important thing for me to accomplish today? Everybody needs to start their day that way. Then that's a short-term vision, right? Productive environment, we have a process that we use, and the first step in the process is state your vision. So you need to have a vision for today, but then you want to have a vision for, let's say, the end of the quarantine. What's the most important thing for me to have accomplished when this quarantine is over, whatever time it is? You know, maybe it's write a book. You know, maybe you've always wanted to write a book. Maybe it's clean up your office. Maybe it's restructure your business, whatever it is. But we always need to have a vision. In Proverbs, it says, without a vision, the people perish. Step 2 in our process, then, is identify the obstacles. So it's like, okay, let's say that your vision is you want to organize your office. It's like, once and for all, you really want to get something in place so you can accomplish your work and enjoy your life. What are the obstacles? Well, often the obstacle is they don't know what to do. They're not sure where to start. And so that's why we're doing this free webinar called Quarantine Quick Start. We're going to help you decide. Everybody's different. Step 3 is commit your resources. It's like, okay, what do you already have? How much space do you have? What programs do you have? What computer programs can help you? Who can help you? Maybe there's someone that can help hold you accountable. You know, somebody in your business, somebody in your family, another colleague, or whatever. And then step 4 is design and execute your plan. So in order to reach your vision, overcoming your obstacles with these resources, here's the plan. So in Quarantine Quick Start, we'll give you a specific way that you can identify your plan. And then the most important one is step 5, which is sustain your success. You know, what happens most of the time is we start to do something. It's a program to lose weight, or it's a program to learn a new skill. We start with it, but then we get sidetracked. So one of the things we will talk about in Quarantine Quick Start is how are you going to put structure in there so you can recover? Because organization, sometimes people think that, oh, well, I just get organized and it'll be done. Well, that's ridiculous. That's like saying you're going to lose weight and you're going to be thin forever. Of course not. You know, you can go on a phenomenal program and lose weight and be in good shape. But then if suddenly you don't exercise anymore and you eat everything you want, guess what? It's not going to work. Well, that's the way it is with organizing anything. You have to have something so that you can keep it going.
We have got Barbara Hempel with us today. She joins us live here in a broadcast, productivity consultant, and she joins us today here on the telephone. Well, before we let you go, how do we find you online? Pick up all your material, be involved with you. How do we get in touch?
The easiest way is just go to quarantinequickstart.com, and that'll put you right where we are, and then we will direct you to what resources you need that will be appropriate for your situation.
Fantastic. Well, I appreciate you making time for us today.